do, 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 do. Making noises until we get started here, until I'm sure we're streaming on all platforms. And we are. It is Wednesday, September 13th, 2023 AD, Anno Domini, the year of our Lord. And it is 9:03 a.m. U.S. Pacific Daylight Time. Complicated business, folks. Complicated business. And we're going to have a fun show. Lots to cover. Lots of clips. Nice. And we're working on Odyssey and my other platforms, I presume. So check it out. What will we cover today? Oof, nasty books. Oh my goodness. Senator John Kennedy, the guy who has the charming Kentucky accent or wherever he's from. Oh, Louisiana, my bag. He reads this graphic book to the Senate, to a Senate witness during a hearing. And American Anchor Baby saw this too, Nick, and he was telling me about it more. And I don't have the full clip that Anchor Baby has seen, but oh my gosh, I bleep almost all of it, even though he's only said one word that's actually like a bad word, the A word, but I bleeped more than just that because it's too vulgar, but I have to play it for you guys. And then of course, based Josh Hawley. Talking about, like, speaking of book burners, who's for all this censorship on the internet going on? Give me a break. And based Tim Scott, I use the term very loosely. There is a based Tim Scott in the chat, not to be confused with the black rhino Tim Scott, whom I'm facetiously calling based. Talking about two words, parental consent can put a stop to all the radical left. Parents should get more involved. And they don't have to consent to sending their children to the public schools, sacrificing the public schools, am I right? Some AK-47 black crime, some wild, angry black ladies in London, fighting with the Indians, shopkeepers in London, I'm assuming, I'm not sure, maybe Pakistanis. Thieves versus shopkeepers, wild clips. There's this funny woman aggression, and she's trying to exorcise a man, putting a book in his face. I'm tired of you not being saved. Terrible. You know that gun grabber woman who's the governor of New Mexico? Her own demon rat AG checked her on the Second Amendment. Nice. I heard, anyway. And some other things. You know that Brazilian alleged illegal alien murderer? He got caught, finally. Finally. That's a sick mic, Hake. Oh, yeah, I have my mic here. And speaking of aliens, they found an alien corpse mummified in Mexico. And they're acting like it's real. Terrible. And by the way, Elon Musk says the ADL was instrumental in getting Trump banned from Twitter, now known as X. Whoa, is that true? Is that what Elon Musk said? He was on some All In podcast or something? All In Summit? Wild. So hopefully all of that, okay, guys? Hopefully all of that. And your calls if you would like to call in. And some cool music. I'm excited about the music. You know me. I know some of you aren't. I lose viewers supposedly during music. But anyway, guys, let's get right on with the show.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Hey guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. Steven Absolution. What's up, man? I still have your sticker, believe it or not. I just find it too, graphic or gross to put on anything. But he says your Hake's T-shirt isn't allowed in schools. It's an outside T-shirt, and I've rattled off all of the items shown on this T-shirt. It says outside, hashtag outside. I got it from that communist co-op, REI, recreational equipment something. It's sort of reddish, rusty red color with a nice white bluish. It's actually not bluish at all when I'm looking here. White, not very white. Ink. Nice, cool. And I have my trusty handy-dandy golden mic. I got my golden mic after I offed my competitor with his golden mic. That's not funny. I do not off my competitors. I disavow offing anybody, including even competitors. But, you know, Rush Limbaugh had a golden mic, right? And JLP also has a golden mic. Now I got mine, and it says Hake on it. So shout out to John. Thank you, man. That's cool. Sweet. And it has this extension. It's awesome. See, I can, like, make it lower or higher. Fancy. Sweet. So thank you. Shout out to John. He's very handy. Boom. It glints because it's chrome. I like chrome. Okay. All right. Let's dive right in. Oof. Ugh. Nasty books. This is clip 31A. And it's heavily bleeped, but there is not cussing. It's not actual cussing, okay? So don't think ill of Senator John Kennedy, Republican from Louisiana. Is he a Republican or is he a Republicant? I think he's a boomer. And I love boomers. And I don't have the tote bag anymore, apparently, in my store. What a mess. But Chris from Arizona got a tote bag. I'll have to work on that. He was reading this pornographic book, sorry kids, ladies, gentlemen, to Christians, to a Senate witness during a hearing on, this is the title of the hearing, Book Bans, Examining How Censorship Limits Liberty and Literature. And so this is a 53-second clip shared by Breaking 911 on Twitter. Great news source, I think, right? And again, it's heavily bleeped. Hopefully you guys with the, I don't want to call you guys having dirty minds, but you guys know what he's saying with the bleeps, bleeping out the words. Okay? So anyway, here it is. Let's hear how it is.
All boys aren't blue.
Terrible.
And I will quote from it. I put some on and got him on his knees. And I began to slide into him from behind.
Terrible.
I pulled out of him and kissed him while he masturbated. He asked me to turn over while he slipped a condom on himself. This was my ass, and I was struggling to imagine someone in me. He got on top and slowly and himself me. It was the worst pain I think I have ever felt in my life. Eventually, I felt a mix of with the pain.
Terrible.
Close quote. All boys aren't blue.
Sick stuff, huh? I'm like lightheaded. Bro, what? Bro. Gross. See, Ashley, shout out to the Facebook crew. Ashley knows that he's saying something. Gag! Exactly. Somebody said John Kennedy is funny. Not to be confused with John F. Kennedy. This is the good John Kennedy, the live one. What is this now, Hake? It's a vulgar book called, well, he named the title of the book, and I'm not going to repeat it. Muted because I already heard it. It's disgusting. Yeah, Charlie Church. Yeah, it is. But The bleeps make it sound extra terrible. Even the bleeped version is gross, says Ashley. Yeah, it really is. But really, honestly, who even reads books? Honestly? Okay, I read books when I was a kid. And this is targeted towards kids, I guess. What in the world was that about? W.T. blank was that about? But thank you for bleeping it. Hey, yeah, of course, Ashley. I look out for my sensitive sensibilities and weak stomach. That's not even really, well, I don't know whether it's weak stomach or not. And of course, on behalf of, out of respect for myself and the audience, I censor stuff that I find disgusting. I feel sorry for my nieces and nephews. What a mess. Yeah, I mean, now they're pushing, maybe to this day, they are pushing children to read books.
To this day!
And hat tip to Deontay Wilder, who said that. To this day. Whew. And that man stands up for what's right. I think he's a Christian. Or at least he acts like he stands up for what's right. I really can't tell you the truth about John Kennedy. I don't know. But I appreciate him for what he is. He's a senator, a Republican. He may be a rhino. He may not be. I cannot tell you at all. Whew, but nasty. So I think that's worth censoring, right? Censorship for Christ. Or censorship for the kids. They say everything's for the kids. The evil people say they're for the kids. The people who are at least pretending to be for what's right, also supposedly for the kids. But nobody is actually for the, as in children, not baby goats. Ugh. And this is from the same thing, same hearing, I think. Citizen Free Press tweeted this out. Source was from Hawley M.O., as in Josh Hawley of Missouri. He's a senator. Young man, deep voice. Sounds like he has a voice for radio. The book burners, quote unquote, are the White House censors. People who censor, right? I think you can call people who censor censors, I guess. Hawley's, quote, Josh Hawley, quote, for years, the Biden White House has used every social media platform in America to stifle, suppress, and censor any speech that they don't like. And honestly, it's, okay, maybe it's the White House or the deep state or the government and FBI and I don't know, maybe. And yeah, but I mean, these are, you know how these cake shops and flower shops and others who are getting sued for discriminating against the gays or the transgenders or whatever. These are Christian-owned businesses, small businesses. They're like, oh, you're a public service, so therefore you can't discriminate. You're a private business and you can discriminate. And they can go somewhere else. Like, but these big old social media companies, they can discriminate based on politics or against the whites or whatever. If you're not sufficient, if you don't believe in their fake idea of morality, their false version of ethics. So it's the whole culture of censoring the truth. Whereas we want to censor vulgar stuff and lies, maybe. Some of us do, anyway. Some people are free speech absolutists, they claim. I don't know if that's a real thing. Might be. Anyway, here's Josh Hawley. He says, talk about modern-day book burning. For years, the Biden White House has used every social media platform in America to stifle, suppress, and censor any speech they don't like. Courts have ruled totally unconstitutional. And he says, amazing. JLP listener confirmed. 2 minutes of Josh Hawley speaking to these people about censorship.
What if the government made a list of authors whose books it wanted banned and also went to all of the publishing houses in America, the government did, and said, do not publish the books by any of these authors or we will punish you. Is that a problem under the First Amendment?
My hope is that the government would not be involved in the decisions of a private company.
Good. I would hope so too, but apparently that is not the case in the United States of America today under this administration, because the hypotheticals I've just given you aren't hypotheticals at all. They've happened, and we know that they are happening. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals just ruled in a case, Missouri versus Biden. I'm sure you're all familiar with this.
Wow.
It's going to go down, I think, as a landmark case in the worst possible way in First Amendment law, because what the Court of Appeals found is that the White House, not just the federal government, but the White House, actively coerced every major social media platform in America. Let me say that again. Every major social media platform in America to ban speech that the White House did not like. What are we talking about here? Well, we're talking about speech on the COVID-19 pandemic, speech on the 2022 congressional elections, speech related to mask mandates, speech related to vaccines. What did the White House do? Well, over a period of years, they met with, on a regular basis, the leaders of social media companies and demanded that the speech they did not like be taken down. They further demanded that these same social media companies amplify the White House's speech. Amazing.
Amazing. I turned up the volume because they started to fade that part out. Somebody says, I kind of like Hawley. He's Josh Hawley, that is, Hawley. He seems base, but I don't know, though. Yeah, exactly. Cameron 1422. I don't know. Appreciate him for what he is. We don't have to be all that concerned. Just take it as it comes. What's to say about that? It's kind of old news, I guess. Boring. You know who else is boring? Not entertaining? Based! And I'm using the term very facetiously this time, even though you can't tell by my tone of voice. Tim Scott, the RINO senator, not to be confused with the real Tim Scott in my chat. Looking out for kids and parents. This is speaking of boring government stuff. Vote Tim Scott tweeted this out. Clip 32. He says, the radical left acts like your kids are their kids. True. 2 words can stop them in their tracks. Parental consent. Yeah, right. That's not going to stop them. But from the classroom to the locker room to the smartphone, I'll put moms and dads, get my spittoon back in charge, he says. And it's a little 30-second campaign video. Check this out.
The radical left acts like your kids are their kids. In schools today, rogue adults are changing kids' genders behind parents' backs. Planned Parenthood is performing abortions on teenage girls in secret. And big tech is addicting children to social media. 2 powerful words can stop the radical left dead in their tracks. Parental consent. As president, I'll put moms and dads back in charge. I'm Tim Scott, and I approve this message.
This is so lame. Just the whole commercial is just so lame. It's not that he's saying anything necessarily that wrong. It just feels so... Except he did say moms and dads. That is evil. Infantilizing mothers and fathers. Oh, get you, Tim Scott. Not to be confused with the base one in chat. It just feels so... And it has the music in the background. Like he's a white-friendly black. Boomer-friendly, feel-good mother, nicey nice, Christian mother-friendly with the feel-good, lame-o, fake-inspiring, commercial, packaged, conservative ink incorporated, spit-worthy thing in chat. Why did Sion say this spittoon needs to go? And it's spittoon, not spattoon. The replies are funny. I have some screenshots from this Tim Scott thing. Okay, so he tweeted that out. Let's see. Tim Scott. So he acts like he's standing up for the kids. And he's like wearing like a blue shirt with the sleeves a little bit rolled up in a beautiful white and light gray and well-lit hallway with that effect where it's darkening in the corners. I forget what it's called. Oh. L. Borchers says, the goodness that Tim Scott radiates is impressive. This is 2 replies. The goodness that he radiates is impressive. We need him for our future. So somebody got suckered by him. I'm not fooled, L. Borchers. Maybe that's a bot. Is it a Russian bot? Jen says, moms and dads are already in charge of their own kids. Thanks, though. Good point, Jen. Jen resisted again, AGN. I don't know what she means, but I think it's a fair point. And then she uses that ugly number 2 emoji. Sick. Teacher, if parents aren't in charge, that's something they've done. Fair point, Ukraine supporter, Teach 0R. I'm reading replies to Tim Scott. We only educate. No, you don't. You brainwash and indoctrinate and push your will on them like the evil mothers, only worse because you have no place to be doing it. At least the evil mothers, it's their job, sort of. We beg parents to take control of their kids' smartphone at school. We beg them, and I kind of understand this. We beg them to take part in their education. Not many are willing to do that. We would love active parents, says teacher. Lame-o, American flag emoji, Statue of Liberty face emoji, Ukraine flag emoji. In other words, she supports globo-homo war. I'm assuming it's a woman. So that's a negative reply, I guess, to Tim Scott. And it's a fair point. It's honestly a fair point. I wonder what Tim Scott would say to that. Probably, I actually don't really wonder that. I don't care. Daniel Morgan, this is replies number 3. Daniel Morgan says, parental rights and universal school choice should be at the top of everyone's to-do list. I'm a big fan of yours, Senator, but respectfully, I support DeSantis for president. Oh, cringe. I'm cringing. This sanctimonious 2024 hashtag. And he couldn't decide what meme to share, so he shares 4 lame-o memes. The lame-o right can't meme. You know how they say the left can't meme? And it's true. Does your child belong to you or to the state? And it's a beautiful picture of a sunset with a father and son. That's nice. Parents' rights inside of a book. School choice on a chalkboard with an apple. School choice, it's your tax money, they're your kids, they're your kids equals, it should be your choice. Not to send them to the public school in the first place. I don't know if I agree with this school choice thing so much. Because think of like the bad kids. You know? The bad kids redistributing to the nicer schools with the that are not mired in not so bad kids, good kids, if there is such a thing. It's redistribution of bad kids, possibly. Get rid of the public schools. Get rid of the Department of Education on the national level and the state level, because the states, I don't know if it's really that, though, because it's, as JLP points out, it starts with the individual, the parents. Anyway, RKL Roz Levine tweeted in response to Tim Scott, parents have always been in charge of their own children. They can make any rules they want for their kids to follow, but one mom shouldn't have the power to ban books or curriculum or bathroom and locker room police policies for everyone. Be quiet. You're probably not even a Christian lady. Don't worry your pretty little head about the politics and mess. So, that's enough of that boredom. Let's get to something more entertaining, shall we? Yes. AK-47, black crime. There's no audio on this clip, 33. This is from the 1351 Project, which I don't know what that is, but I disavow it. Okay, I know what it is. And I sort of facetiously disavow it. It's a reference to supposedly they're 13% of the population and they commit 51% of the crime, or 51 plus percent of the murders or homicides. Blacks in Oakland, according to the 1351 Project, are now trying to rob businesses with ARs. And so here's the 15-second video footage, like security camera, on a gas station in which a black with like a AK-47, or maybe it's an AR, I don't know the difference. It's some type of rifle, cool-looking, awesome-looking, big, scary black rifle thing. One of them has like a pistol, I think. Semi-automatic assault pistol. And they're walking up, and then for some reason they run scurrying away. They get scared. So here it is. Silent video footage. Look, they're walking up. Oh, skinny, and see him in the, whoa, 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 and they run away. Terrible. Whew. Poor guy is gassing up his car with a nice moonroof in his white car. Terrible. Watch out. Dangerous. And that's, America is not the only place where this evil type of thing happens. It's also in London. In London, UK. Angry, wild black ladies in London. And I bleeped all that I could understand. They're speaking the foreign English, the UK British English, but it's sort of blackified. Versus India Indians or somebody like that, brown. Not one white person did I notice in this video, although I wasn't very alert in watching the video. Thieves versus shopkeepers, purported thieves anyway. Clip 35A, Ben_Q, BEN_KEW, tweeted, this is purportedly in London, UK, United Kingdom. Needless to say, San Francisco, he says, is not the only place criminals think they can shoplift with immunity. But it's oddly in these white countries where we're so lenient and nice and fair with the, overly fair, with these criminals, alleged criminals. 32 seconds, check this gal out, this sort of heavy-set young black gal, fighting with the guy who's like trying to hold her. Check it out.
Look. You couldn't. I'm gonna call the police. I'm gonna call the police.
He has her from behind.
No, thank you. Record it. Call the police. Call the police. Call the police.
Why is she trying to say the call police?
Call the police. Call the police.
Stop cussing.
I'm calling the police.
Babe, this man put his neck on me. This man just strangled me right now. Get off me. This man just strangled me. Get the off me.
Whoa. And then it's like the alarm's going off outside. Terrible. And 35B, Tommy Hennessy, 6'9". It looks like it might be the same place. I don't even know. But Tommy Hennessy states, and I don't know if this is true, Africans, he calls them Africans, are caught stealing hair at a quote-unquote beauty supply store in London. They fight the humble clerks, Ahmad and Hamza. Another 29-second clip. And the source video is from SKTEM 98. Stealing and then fighting the staff at Peckham Woolwich. I guess that's, I don't know if that's London area. What is this gibberish? I don't know. I didn't do nothing. Yeah. Hat tip to the late, great Colin Flaherty. Check this out. 2 girls, young ladies, I use the term loosely, fighting with these 2 males. Here it is. Look at them. Going wild. What in the world? Whoa. Crazy. Whoa. She kicked the guy. Stop cussing, man. Stop saying Look, they're throwing things off the shelves. What a mess. I sent in Norfolk says she got charged. Terrible. Peckham is South London, says I sent in Norfolk. Thank you. Thank you. See, I get educated from the chat. Who needs school? Just tell the kids to read the chat. Hey, she's fine, says prisoner class. Yeah, I noticed that too. Mildly attractive, huh? But that attitude is not, so you don't fall for her. What's up, Facebook crew? But in fairness, that one guy called my show, Kentucky John, he called JLP's show, talked about Hake too. He said that you only cover 90% black. Well, here's a purported white woman. Speaking of funny woman aggression. What's this about? Is this an exorcism? She's like, you need to be... At first, I thought she was saying you need to exercise. Clip 36. This was tweeted out from No Cap Fights. This is just silly videos, basically, that I'm showing all first half of the Hake, first half hour, anyway, of the Hake report. And he just accepted it. Skull emoji, which means he's dead because he finds it humorous. I don't know. I don't understand that. Dead emoji. Skull emoji. 15 seconds. No Cap Fights. He just accepted it. And it's this man sitting at like a bar or on the bar at maybe a house. I'm not sure. Maybe reading a book. And this sort of short-haired maybe young lady comes up to him. I use the term loosely, lady. And opens up the book and pushes it in his face makes his head go backwards and grabs him around the shoulder and neck with her other hand and saying, you need to exercise or you need to be exercised. I thought she meant like you need to work out. But somebody explain this to me. Here it is.
Exercise right now.
Whoa.
Me off. You're going to be exercised right now. I'm sick of your shit. I'm sick of you not being saved. I'm sick of you not believing. And I'm sick of...
Terrible, huh? Is that real? Is that staged? Is it just a skit? I'm sick of you not being saved. Do you want to see it one more time? Here it is one more time. Maybe he likes being touched because he just lets her do it. Here it is.
Right now.
Exercise. And she's cussing. Maybe she's the one who needs the exorcism.
You're going to be exercised right now. I'm fucking sick of your shit. I'm sick
Don't
of
cuss.
you not being saved. I'm sick of you not believing. And I'm sick of...
Is she talking about saved like by Jesus Christ? Not believing in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? That was staged, says Ricky. Fake America as America first. Yeah, it might be. I think she's still I still think she's possessed. As Big Bump, my co-host from wherever, stated. Oh, I thought it was safe. Yeah, no. She's not talking about I'm sick of you not being safe. She means saved. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's not necessarily staged. Some of you guys think everything is staged and fake. Even stuff that's real, like space. So, or like some of these shootings and murders, killings. I know it's killing with one S. No S is Lin Yanshan is acceptable. These killing? I think you should say killings if you're saying these. Or all this killing. Some of this killing that's happening. It's not always necessarily fake. And people really do act like that. Oddly, maybe they're both possessed, but she's more possessed. I don't know. Or can you be more possessed? More obviously possessed? Terrible. Whew. It's so outrageous it looks fake, says Ryu Zaki. Yeah, that's why I asked the question, because I don't want to look... Hey, gaslighting flat earthers. Yeah. I don't want to look silly by pretending that I know that it's real. I don't know if it's real or fake. Here's something real, I think. This is a gun grabber woman. She was checked by a fellow Democrat. Speaking of crazy ladies, pretending like they're standing up for good and stuff. I have this screenshot, actually, from Citizen Free Press. I think I have this screenshot. What would I have called it? New Mexico AG, Democrat. Michelle Lujan Grisham is the governor of New Mexico. Michelle Lujan Grisham. She wanted a 30-day gun ban, apparently. Some of you guys knew about this. You guys were outraged about it. I didn't even report on it. I was like, oh, I don't know. But yeah, she, after some shooting, right? She's like, we need a gun ban in where? I forget where. Democrat New Mexico Attorney General shreds, according to, Albuquerque. Funny how he spelled it. Nice. Albuquerque. Cool name. Cool. Fun name. Quirky name. Albuquerque. Citizen Free Press tweeted, Democrat New Mexico AG Attorney General shreds Michelle Lujan Grisham's, a female governor, Democrat, 30-day gun ban to pieces. I am writing to inform you that my office will not. I cracked, I'm growing. Defend your administration in the above referenced cases challenging the gun ban. So there are some lawsuits. She caught some lawsuits because she's banning guns or something like that in Albuquerque. Alpha-jerky. She needs some alpha-jerky. I will get to that in a second. Your order will not pass constitutional muster, says this man, Raul Torres. And it's a fake newsletter. I call it fake news because he calls her the Honorable Michelle Lujan Grisham. She's not honorable just because she made governor, quote unquote, of New Mexico. That's fake. Fake. Regarding National Association for Gun Rights versus Grisham and Blue versus Grisham, or whatever that is, We the Patriots USA Incorporated versus Grisham et al. And the rest of them, Donk versus Grisham. Or the public health emergency order is what she called it. Public health emergency? That's like shoving a book in a man's face or a grown adult beta male's face and cussing at him saying, you need to be exorcised. This is a public health emergency order imposing temporary firearms restrictions, drug monitoring, and other public safety measures. The emergency order. That's typical unchristian woman thinking, right? We'll call it unchristian woman thinking. Some Christian women think very unchristian thinking too, so. Ordered by the Secretary of Health. Abolish the Secretary of Health. The Secretaryship of Health. Though I recognize my statutory obligation as New Mexico's chief legal officer to defend state officials when they are sued in their official capacity, my duty to uphold and defend the constitutional rights of every citizen takes precedence. Simply put, I do not believe the emergency order will have any meaningful impact on public safety, but more importantly, I do not believe it passes constitutional muster. As a career prosecutor, I have grieved with too many victims of gun violence. See, another fake news article. No such thing as gun violence. No such thing as gun violence. Guns aren't violent. Not without violent people pulling the trigger. Or maybe dropping it and it has a hair trigger, maybe. In New Mexico, gun violence in New Mexico. Not to share your anger and frustration. See, another angry, frustrated liberal at the unacceptable toll that gun violence. He says the word again. Fake or phrase again, has enacted, especially the youngest members of our community. You mean the unborn babies? They're not aborted with guns, guy. Come on. The tragic deaths of 5-year-old Galilea Samaniego. See, why is he's just fluffing up this letter. This is not shredding her to pieces. He's kissing up to her. Galilea Samaniego, in a recent drive-by shooting, an 11-year-old Froilan Villegas, in a road rage incident. And more anger. So he's angry about an angry person doing an angry thing, and he thinks being angry is the solution. Help him gonna find the solution. No. I've made this point many times. Is it a good point? I think it is. However, I encourage you to engage in a more thoughtful and deliberative process with members of the New Mexico legislature rather than taking unilateral action that infringes on the constitutional rights of law-abiding citizens while having little, if any, discernible impact on the underlying dynamics driving so-called gun violence. A third time strike three, Mr. Raul, with a accent over the ool. Torres. When I was young, there was a preacher who was named Raul Reese, and he went by Raul, but it was spelled Raul. Reese. He did DV on his wife, and he was going to kill her, but then some preacher on TV saved him, and then he just repented and didn't kill his wife after all, according to some book I read as a kid, back when I did read books. Children do read books. In our community. The emergency order prohibits the possession of a firearm for anyone other than law enforcement and security officers except on private property owned by the person or with blah, 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 blah. So that's the state of New Mexico. The state of New Mexico, it's a fallen state. There's a fallen state t-shirt, you know, the fallen state with Jesse Lee Peterson. That has a picture of red California. Red is in communist. Falling off of America because it's in a fallen state. Nice, clever, cute. So, whew. You guys hear about that? Did you know that he was Brazilian? You guys hear about that escaped murderer? They caught him finally. You heard it on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. I have some screenshots and pictures of the guy. This illegal alien. He didn't need a gun to kill his wife. Let's see. What's the... Daniel Cavalcante is the thing. Daniel Cavalcante. Brazil. Oh, he's not even Spanish. Is that the right word for it? That means he speaks Portuguese, right? Look at him. He doesn't look like he would hurt anybody necessarily, but maybe. He has a hoodie on and a cap, baseball cap. Looks kind of cool. But he's a murderer, allegedly, apparently. Not allegedly, convictedly. Which doesn't necessarily mean anything, okay, nowadays, because people get convicted of things. But according to reports, he's a convicted murderer. And there's more, actually. He's wanted in Brazil, his home country of Brazil. 34-year-old man. Look, that's the picture most of you, and well, I'm more familiar with, where he has more hair, and he has this sort of patchy mustache and beard thing. Kind of thin, a slightly thin mustache and beard. Not a full beard. 34, looks like he's in his 20s, but 34, right on, man. 5'2", 120 pounds, according to this thing. NBC News says, escaped Pennsylvania killer. Pennsylvania killer? He's Brazilian. But okay, you had to put Pennsylvania because that's where he escaped. And that's where I guess he killed his wife, 33-year-old wife. I guess it was his wife, captured after almost 2 weeks on the run. Cavalcante, 34, had been on the run since August 31st, when he escaped from Chester County Prison. And he's not the first one, I heard, according to News Nation report that I saw. I told you guys about this before. He's not the first one to put his hands against one part of the wall in a narrow hallway between two walls that are kind of close together. Apparently less than, okay, that might be a little bit more than 5'2" across. Because with your arms above your head, you can stretch taller than you actually are, right? But not very wide hallway. He's the second man to shimmy up the between the hallway and between the walls. Feet against one wall, hands against the other, and he climbed up. Wow. Yeah, he stabbed her 32 times or something like that. Lady Seasal says, dang, she must have been annoying as heck. Wow, I disavow. Anyway, and not once in this article I did Command F. And according to my Command F skills, which may be somewhat lacking, Command F is to find, it's a shortcut to find. I searched illegal, assuming I spelled illegal right, and I also searched undocumented. I think I spelled undocumented right. Correct me if I'm wrong, spoiler alert, if you happen to be looking at this article, because sometimes he does. I don't think it mentioned illegal or undocumented. I may even have looked up immigrant. I did not find it mentioned once in the article. But JLP's caller yesterday from PA, I think, Pennsylvania, and Jack Posobiec, based Jack Posobiec. He's on X. I met him one time. Night for Freedom with JLP and Mike Cernovich. Nice guy. They called him illegal. An illegal. He's human. He's an illegal alien. We know illegal aliens are human. That's why we want to deport them. If they were animals, or we thought that they were animals or extraterrestrial aliens, we might treat them differently from wanting to deport them. But he's illegal. Yes, human beings are illegal. No human is illegal. Yes, they are. What else does it say about this guy? It says some crazy things. Okay, so a timeline of the race to catch escaped Pennsylvania killer. August 31st, escaped from Chester County Prison. September 1st, spotted in Pocopson Township. September 5th, spotted on camera in Longwood Gardens. September 10th, there it is. On camera in Phoenixville with changed appearance. He changed his appearance. He shaved. September 11th, shot at while stealing a rifle from a garage in South Coventry Township. See, he was breaking into people's houses. Talk about a survivor. He's a survivor. Good for you, man. On a physical level, on a spiritual level, he's apparently evil if he actually is really guilty of the things that he convicted of. Of course, maybe he has repented, his hands are dirty, but his heart is clean. Maybe he's repented. I doubt it. There's no sign of it. But look at this. He's 5'2", 120 pounds. I guess that's not that skinny if you're 5'2", but 120 pounds. Show him again. 5'2", 120 pound, stretched himself between a pair of parallel walls to reach the roof of Chester County Prison. And somehow he evaded the watchtower guard. And by the way, the 18-year veteran guard who missed spotting Cavalcante's escape has since been fired. Were those guards fired from the Epstein Rikers Island prison thing, wherever he was, jail? That guard, who has not been identified, had a cell phone in the tower, which is a violation of Chester County prison policy. Don't be having your cell phone. You're distracted, according to a county representative. This guy. 5'2", 220 pounds. 5'2" is short. That's particularly short. Brazilian. He was convicted just barely on August 16th, not even a month ago, of first-degree murder for stabbing fatally his 33-year-old, former girlfriend. Why did I say wife? Fake news. That's Hake news. That's fake news. Sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He is also wanted in his native Brazil. You know, that big country? In connection with a 2017 slaying there. So he's allegedly murdered somebody down there, or killed, anyway, slaying. Maybe it was a justified slaying. Maybe it was justifiable homicide. Even after Cavalcante was on the run for several days, police said they were confident that they had him hemmed in, while asking also for the public's patience. Be patient with us. Doing the best I can. But I always do my best. Then how come you fail? Is the line from one of those Bruce Lee movies. Whew. So, nice. I'll get to more about the aliens. Speaking of aliens from Mexico, in Mexico, real life aliens, but they're not real. They're so fake. And some other things. Elon Musk talking about the ADL and Trump and Twitter, X, and maybe some other things. Your calls, you can call in 1-888-775-3773. But now it's time for some music. Yes, indeed. Music. This song is, I've played it before at least probably twice. Soul Junk. You guys know Soul Junk? Remember Soul Junk? Soul-Junk. S-O-U-L. It's a Christian band. This track is entitled Nonlinear. It's from the 2002 album called 1957. And this is a white man rapping. Nice. I really like the track. I hope you do too. But you can cover your ears, press mute, leave the stream, stay on the stream, grin and bear it, you musical Philistines. Go outside, sling your cattle, shovel snow, plant your garden, harvest your crops. Enjoy Soul Junk Nonlinear, baby. Here it is.
When he talks with a sword in his mouth and eyes like rocking synagogues and shredding fables. Ride around like the thug, well with the word is cause not clothed in power. Cause the two always come together. And if you're trying to sever, they believe you's a little too clever for your Steve. Yeah. Verily, verily, I'll wind up like John Kennedy and barrel these screwballs in merrily. Confuse those, treat these parables austerely. Apparently, missing the point that my disjointed darts piercing hearts bullseye are. While the bring out your dead cards stuck pinning tails on donkeys. Hessians and honkies, bloated mosquitoes and soul-free zombies. Biscuit eaters with walls of
I don't know what the point is.
barking out tales of self-defeat.
You okay, man?
So they can feel me when I hit the barbecue with the heat. Yeah. What's my name? Does it really matter? My signals of flame lighten up the data, but the fire proceeds from the mouth of Jehovah. So let me hold the torch, bend your ear a little closer. Not linear, baby. Not linear, baby. My side from all sidereal, infected like scabies. Maybe you'll escape with the itch and the scratch. Not linear, baby. Not linear, baby. My side from all sidereal, infected like scabies. Maybe you'll escape with the itch and the scratch.
It's Christian.
Not linear, baby. Not linear, baby. My side from all sidereal, infected like scabies. Maybe you'll escape with the itch and the scratch.
I don't care, you guys. I like it. Non-linear. Pretty fun.
Not linear.
Well, thank you guys for bearing with me through that beautiful music. Or rap, if you don't want to call it music. I got some super chats to read. By the way, we do have HASSAN. Wow, HASSAN. Speaking of rappers, coming up. My goodness, terrible music. That was soul junk. Wow, HASSAN, coming up in an hour. Walking on Water, HASSAN on YouTube. HASSAN, let me type that in the chat. 2 S's. HASSAN. Wow, HASSAN. Walking on Water with HASSAN. YouTube.com/@ Walking on Water HASSAN. So check him out. What are you going to be covering today? I think I know. He told us before already.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be dealing with relationships. Relationships, a little bit of race mixing talk.
You have a guest?
I do. I have 2, but it may turn into 3 depending on how wonky things get.
Wow. Coming in studio or online or both?
Both.
Okay.
So we'll see. Could be a couples duel.
Oh, nice. Wow. An interracial couple or a uniracial couple?
Yeah. Both are interracial.
Okay. That's funny. Artie Art Too Smart says, Hake, if I was riding with you, I would kick you out of your own car. And I guess he's talking about the music that I just played. Had you heard of Soul Junk before?
I hadn't. I kind of enjoyed it.
Nice. See? Wow, HASSAN knows music.
Pretty bass rapper.
Yes, he's Christian.
Yeah.
And could you believe that he's not white? He's black. He's white. I mean, he's not black. He's white.
If you wouldn't have said it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, I thought he was black until later I saw that he was actually white.
Yeah.
And Joel thought he was black too, so I hadn't mentioned it. And I played it when Joel was manning the board. He's like, "Oh, he's not black," because he has that black quality to his voice. Talented musician. He's still working to this day, but he's doing more marketing stuff. But how can people donate to you on Buy Me a Coffee, etc.?
Oh yeah, buymeacoffee.com. Wow, HASSAN.
buymeacoffee.com/wowhassan.
Oh, yeah, /WowHassan. Need the support.
Nice. And he will read your super chats.
Oh, yeah, today we're doing that immediately.
Nice.
Thank you for the support.
Right on, Hassan.
Thank you, man.
2 S's. Some super chats. A couple of super chats have come in. Elias Leal bought you 5 coffees. Bought Hake 5 coffees. The black guys are scared of calling your show. Wow, Hake. Who Hake? Blacks, run away. Hake, Hake, Hake. Who the blacks start running? You a black breaker, Hake. The blacks. Kryptonite is like butter cutting through. Lies of blacks always lying about they innocent and they really they R-wording, aping Ray, and robbing, doing pig Latin, everyone, as if the kids don't understand pig Latin. I don't do that for the kids as much as because rape is such an ugly word, and also maybe it, I don't know, triggers the algorithm or something like that. Based America First bought our coffee. Thank you, Elias Leal. Appreciate the support, man. Based America First bought a coffee. The LeBron James I Promise School, false promise, school formula for success is spreading. Lord, that doesn't sound good. Student math scores at the Math and Science Exploratory School in Brooklyn, because I Promise is in Akron, Ohio. So there's a Math and Science Exploratory School in Brooklyn, as in New York, have dropped 26%. 95% of 7th graders scored a passing math grade in 2018, while only 69% did so in 2022. Instead of addressing the reasons why test scores are lower, the Community Education Council unanimously voted to remove math and science from the middle school's name. In 2018, the then mayor, socialist, not a Christian, Bill de Blasio, who changed his name to sound more Italian, I guess. That's what I heard anyway. Forced schools in Brooklyn's District 15 to eliminate education-based entrance criteria in favor of weighted lottery system that reserves about half of their seats for children who are low income, homeless, or learning English. Wow, terrible. Whew. Based America First. Thank you for that news update. Terrible. Catering to the so-called poor kids and the ESL kids. You know, I used to hear, JLP used to say that black students or their parents in schools, having to be in schools with the illegals and the supposed legals in the schools around LA, having to compete with these English as a second language, and it's like the teachers are having to waste their time giving extra attention to the kids young people who don't even speak English, the children who don't even speak English, don't even belong in our schools. And so the black kids get even less of a good education because they're stuck with these ESL students. Normally the ESL, they have to go outside to a separate classroom to learn their English so that they don't slow down the rest of the class. But it's a mess. Overwhelming the system and destroying their edumamication. And then they swoop in and blame imaginary racism. Psst. Silly. Crazy. And we're all caught up on the super chats, I think. I appreciate that, guys. Let me get to William in California, who's on the line. William, how you doing, man?
My man.
Hey.
Hey, your music. Maybe you should have played what you played yesterday. That would have been a little bit better, huh?
No, I really like it. Which one did I play yesterday?
Yeah. You played something that your caller said sounded like Will Smith, but if you know anything, Will Smith does not do music. I was just talking to Sean about it. He said, yeah, you're right. He does not do music. Will Smith is a lyricist and a rapper.
Okay.
It's actually, what they were trying to say is the music sounds similar to DJ DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Oh, okay. Is that the guy who did
That's
the rap stuff for Will Smith? Because
he's the producer.
Okay.
And
nice.
it did sound similar to
the stuff that he
DJ
put.
Jazzy Jeff's early stuff.
And that's Stephen Wiley. That's Stephen Wiley's maybe later or sophomore album or third album.
Did he kind of like?
He was the first Christian rapper officially.
It sounds like his sound is like influenced by that guy. Yeah.
Maybe so, but that was he's the second. That's the second album that I've played from, or portion of an album that I've played from Stephen Wiley. I played some of his earlier stuff, and it didn't quite sound like that. It was really cool, in my opinion.
I mean, it was okay.
Yeah,
it's kind of like some really old style.
Yeah,
it was okay. It was all right.
Nice.
You know.
You didn't like Soul Junk's Non-Linear from 1957?
Which you just played a few minutes ago?
Yeah.
I don't think that's in my album collection. I'm gonna look again. I don't think I picked him up. I don't know.
Right on. Understandable.
It's cool though. It's cool. It's your show.
It's an acquired taste, maybe.
You want to talk about? You can play what you want to play.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. That situation in London. You got some people in the chat from London. I have been to England, and that area I think looks familiar. It's a pretty rough area. I think it's called Brixton, or something like that. It's been a while since I've been out there. It's pretty rough.
Terrible.
It's pretty rough.
What a pain.
They don't have guns. A lot of their crime is done without guns.
They called it Peckham Woolwich. But some of them do have guns because there was a Black Lives Matter supporting evil black nationalist woman who got shot in the head by a fellow black.
Still alive?
Yeah,
I think she's a vegetable, man.
Yeah, I think she is still alive though. Maybe a vegetable because her head's all dented in now. I think. Terrible.
Yeah, she's in bad shape. I don't think she's gonna. I don't think she's gonna come out of this. How long has that been? 2 years?
Probably.
Yeah.
Terrible, man.
But that behavior in the store, that's something that we see all the time over here.
In San Fran,
I think there was an inquiry about we talk about the blacks too much, but it's not that we talk about the blacks too much. I've sent you some emails last night. Every last one is about 20. It's all black.
Wow.
It's all black crime. We got a wide receiver at University of Alabama kicked off the team with that R word.
Oh.
Underage little girl.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I think, I guess it's pronounced, slight correction on it's Peckham Woolwich. The second W is silent, according to Richie, if he's to be believed, which I would assume he would have good intentions. Wow. So, see, there's a lot of R wording. Somebody's doing the raping, and it's disproportionately from the people who are the most into the sex and sex out of wedlock stuff.
Well, we only make up 12.6% of the population, and we're responsible for 71% of the crime. Don't you think that blacks? Well,
is that true?
We are overrepresented, per capita.
Yep.
With our
by far
population,
especially on the violent crimes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Seattle just had a bunch of carjackings.
Wow.
Oakland, you just showed Oakland at the gas station.
Carjackings. That's when the driver is in the car and they come up and take you out of the car, threaten your life.
Were they trying to rob the store or something?
According to these tweets, I don't know. It looked like they were trying to do something, and these guys looked like the shopkeepers, and they weren't being a problem.
They weren't going to study hall to do their homework. That's for sure. So we're not supposed to talk about that, though. I see. Everything is fine until you talk about the blacks.
Yeah.
They're going to have a fit. But here's the deal. You're in the news all the time, every day.
Right.
If you
not
tell
you
me
personally.
Blacks did. Pardon me?
I'm saying not you personally for these callers who identify with most blacks.
Don't
Ridiculous.
you think I should be concerned? I have a lot in this game. Okay.
Right.
These are people that are the same color as me.
And it's not even about that. It's about this is America, and America's turning into ghetto Terrible.
And we're not sharing. Let me get something straight. This world ain't built to share. And I ain't sharing my wealth
Yeah.
with nobody.
Right.
I built it. I earned it. It's mine.
Yep.
This sharing thing, you want everything. You guys want to hog up. No.
By
no.
force
It's called
from the evil
capitalism.
government? Give me a break.
Hey, it's called capitalism. And
Yep.
we're not a democracy. We're a republic.
That's right. Indeed.
So get that straight. It ain't happening.
Nice.
But this other girl, the one that got the one that pulled up at Target to the counter with $8,000 worth of merchandise, she chased the manager in his office. He knocked her out.
Whoa.
So when she goes, the police come, she starts putting up her fists on Black Power, and they're like, well, do you think they owe you this? I think the system owes me this. So I guess it's a reparation payment, I guess. Lady,
Crazy.
I mean, do you know she's actually trying to sue Target? The police clearly
Typical.
told her, you chased the man in his office and he knocked the hell out of you.
Heck. But yeah. It's so common now. You hear about robbers and home invaders trying to sue the owners of the homes or wherever, or the store, for defending themselves or defending their property or whatever.
But see, the minimization, James, here comes the minimization. Here comes minimizing everything. You're just talking about a bunch of burning rubber in the intersection and some little bitty petty theft. No, these are not petty thefts, because if you get 30, 40 people to ransack Macy's or any other big store or something like that, when they say illegals,
they're closing down stores.
Yeah, but like you just mentioned about the schools, they got to take time.
Right.
And then other kids lose out.
Yep.
So, this really does actually affect Black people.
Yep.
Okay, because your children cannot read.
Yep.
And one city in Maryland, 0% of the kids can read, grade level. So this is affecting you, and you don't even know it. And you ransack these stores, who is that going to affect? Because when the store pulls out, those people are losing their jobs, James.
Yeah.
So it's affecting you. They don't want to talk about this one too much in San Francisco.
And it doesn't even matter. Just to interrupt, to stay on that point, how it's affecting. It doesn't even really matter whether it's affecting. It's wrong to steal and to disrupt and do all that stuff that they're doing, burning out donuts in the streets, disrupting traffic, and all that stuff. What they're doing is wrong.
It is wrong. It is wrong.
And selfish.
And pretty much the level of people that are working in the stores, you can rest assured that they're younger, trying to start out their life, make a career, or whatever. They got a job, they're trying to do the right thing and everything, and then people come in and rob the store. They're the first ones affected because, as you know, Nordstrom's has pulled out, Walgreens is gone. Those are your drugs for older people, and it does affect people.
Yeah.
It really does. But this lady I'll tell you about with the $8,000 worth of merchandise, she's actually come back in 2 weeks later, and she wants to sue Target for getting the hell knocked out of her. Well, she actually chased the manager in his office, and when she came through the door, he gave her a overhand right.
Yeah.
And she was on the floor. And now she's claiming that she's a victim and everything. But we talk about Black crime because it's mostly in the news all the time. It's there. They kill every day. They rob every day. So it's your show. Until you tell us we can't talk about the Blacks, we're going to talk about the Blacks.
Yeah.
We don't talk about what the problem is, because they're starting to affect everybody. Actually, they're affecting themselves, and they're affecting everybody.
Yep.
I haven't received no bad news so far with my situation that I have in San Francisco. I have income property there, and these tenants ain't paying no cheap prices. I worry about them sometimes.
Yeah.
I really do.
Because it's crazy.
Because they can be robbed. I don't know. I don't want nobody hit upside their head that's renting from me. You think I don't want that. But I'm just waiting. I haven't gotten a call about anybody being infected yet as of now. But as you know, that store owner in the avenues in San Francisco, they have not wanted to tell you that guy that owned that store that was beat to death in his own store defending his product, he was black. He was a black store owner.
I hadn't heard about that story. Crazy.
They don't want you to hear about it.
It's hard to keep up with them, too. I could find out about these things, but it's like, we know the crime is out of control, you know? Sick.
Mm-hmm.
But I appreciate it, William. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Take care, man.
All right. You too. Bye. I hung up on him because I didn't want it to click, but he doesn't usually click me. My bag. I sent Norfolk mentions in the chat, Hake, they do affect people. The shops pass their losses on to the customer. It does affect us. Yeah, I know. True. And then also they put their stuff behind glass. Oh, let me get locked behind glass. Oh, let me get deodorant. Not antiperspirant, deodorant. Oh, I have to ask somebody. What a pain. And then you go to the nicer areas where it's more white or more upscale, and this stuff is not behind glass because the people aren't stealing there. They haven't caught wind that it's not behind glass there. You can go over and steal it there. But they will be soon. It is spreading. Stabbing people to death in jewelry stores or wherever, up in beautiful Hancock Park, like I told you about. The homeless guy stabbed the beautiful 20-something-year-old young lady who was going to school to death. She died. Yeah, it's affecting people. But I'm just saying, because they try to justify it, it's not affecting people. They can just get this insurance or something dumb. Or you can replace windows. You can't replace lives. Well, you don't necessarily want to replace that evil life if they get themselves killed doing something evil. That make your life matter by living upright. You know what I mean? Crazy. Let me get to my favorite caller from the sundown town of Dayton, Ohio. Is it Dayton or is it Dayton, Ohio? Maze, how you doing?
Hello, James. How are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
I never said you shouldn't talk about blacks, but the one that go find 20 articles on black people, as I say, I'm not afraid of black people. I'm not afraid of Caucasian people because I know and I've been around them. I've seen them feel too. With my own eyes.
Just not as much.
And I have a person that's a security person pick them up every day, but they don't make it to the news. Everything you see in us, we see in you. You don't get that. That's what I'm trying to say.
Not as much.
You don't understand. This is your show.
Yeah.
You can talk about who you want to talk about.
Right.
But I can tell you what I can see with my eyes.
And in your eyes,
white collar crime.
Are your eyes seeing whites stealing just as much as blacks?
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
No, they're not. No, you're not. You're lying now.
Now, and what about white collar crime?
What about it?
Who's doing more white collar crime?
So you lied. So you just lied, and now you want to move away from that and want to go to white collar crime.
They sit behind the desk.
Uh-huh.
They sit behind the office, and they stealing more than the people that are coming through the door stealing.
You sound like a communist now.
That's why Macy's and all of those places are going out of business.
That's not necessarily why, Mace.
No thievery.
That's not necessarily why.
So you can say this.
Don't get lost in the maze today, Hake. Thank you, Lisa, for the reminder. I shall try to stay alert.
Jay, if you go to West Virginia,
Maze has me in a trance. I'm following in her maze.
Okay, James, put your mind.
Whites do it too, and whites do it just as much as blacks. And white collar. And what about white collar crime? Did you know that blacks disproportionately commit white collar crime too?
Yeah, they commit white collar crime too,
disproportionately.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what the Republicans
compared
got
to their share of the white collar.
Let's put them in jail.
Compared to their share of the white collar jobs.
And a whole lot of Caucasians are going to prison, but y'all don't know that either. What?
Maze.
For stealing.
Maze.
What? Mm-hmm.
Compared to their share of the white collar jobs, you can bet your bottom dollar, whatever that means, that they are disproportionately committing so-called white collar crime.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
But you don't see that on the, just like I said, you see what's on the news.
And do you know what disproportionately means?
You see what's on the news, and that's what's in your brain.
Do you know what?
I said, James.
Do
you
know?
reported everything I do every day. That's how you're gonna look at me.
Do you know, Maze, what disproportionately means?
No, tell me.
Oh, you don't?
Tell me.
disproportionately means more than their share of the population. So if they're 13% of the population, but they're only like 3 or 5% of the white collar jobs, which I don't know, I'm just making up a number. Okay. They're committing 10, 15% of the white collar crimes. So they're overrepresented among, which I made these numbers up. I have no idea what the
I know
numbers
you're making them up. That's why y'all do is deal with numbers. But
not true, because you just made up.
Black people do not commit crime. I know that for a fact.
You just made up the notion that whites are stealing just as much as blacks are. No, they're not.
They are.
Not just as much.
And we don't want to talk about no rape because the priests don't go to jail for doing nothing. They should have been in prison a long time ago for what they done did to these little boys.
Now you're just jumping around from thing to thing.
Something they done did 20 years ago, you just finally they going to court for it. Don't talk to me about and we can't talk about Caucasians, but they can talk about us, really?
Blacks talk about Caucasians all the time.
That's what he said.
What?
Can't talk about blacks, but we can talk about. He can go get 20 articles. He can go get 25 articles.
Oh,
I can give you 25 with the same one. Look like him.
The previous caller.
That's what I'm saying, James. It's like I said. You got two eyes. You got a left and a right.
Left and right.
That's right, and you can use both of them if you got sense to use it.
Why is per capita like quantum physics to blacks?
That's why you got these crazy people walking around here afraid of black people, but listen to people like William. Never been around no black people.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. You're making up stuff. Are you the one who said that William is fat?
I said what?
I think you said that he sounds fat.
He does.
See, but he's not. He has the same build as Joel Friday.
He need to get his story. Tell him go look at the Wonderful Whites of West Virginia, and then he can come and tell him to watch.
No, I'm not telling him anything
about that story. Huh?
I'm not telling. Oh, I forgot to ask him about Pam Grier. Oh, Gregatron.
So anyway, as I say, we're not the biggest.
Have you ever heard of Pam Grier, Maze?
Am I doing what?
Have you ever heard of Pam Grier?
Yes, I have heard of Pam Grier. What about her?
Is she pretty?
Is she pretty?
Yeah.
You're not talking to a man, you're talking to a woman.
I know, but a woman can...
You got the wrong person.
A woman can acknowledge that another woman can be pretty. Now you got me blushing.
I like the way men look, not women.
Nice. Right on. I like the way women look.
Ask me about my man, that'll be a whole different story. But as I was saying, tell William to go get him 25 stories look about like him. We can find the same thing, and I can send them to you too. But
yeah, right.
Never show it and play it. And this is your show.
Thank you.
And you have a good one.
You too, Maze. Appreciate you. And I hung up before the click. Oh, why am I blushing from that? That's funny. Gregatron, I am remiss in not mentioning Pam Grier to William. Hopefully William caught that, and maybe he can call back another day and set the record straight on Pam Grier. Funny. Am I even pronouncing the name right? Apparently I am. Maze understood it. Whew. Diamond call today, Maze, says Lisa. So Maze isn't a lesbian? Of course not. She's a lady. Whew. All right. Let's get to these aliens. They're very real. DJ Vlad, quote-unquote alien corpses shown to Mexico's Congress at UFO hearings. So it's not just Americant, it is Mexicant. The Mexicants, not just the Americants, are doing this UFO stuff. Believed to be 1,000 years old. Ridiculous. So I have this screenshot in this video to share with you. Let's see, what did I call it? I think I put a screenshot in the folder, maybe not. Oh, alien mummified Mexico. Yeah, look at that. Looks like a, this looks like a white, off-white clay sculpture of E.T. Miniature, and it's small. It's like a foot tall. Doesn't that look like the E.T.? See, I knew E.T. was Spanish. Because we watched E.T. in Spanish for Spanish class. Spanish 1, freshman year of high school. Alien corpse shown to Mexico's Congress at UFO hearing believed to be 1,000 years old. Scott Adams said, I'm going with hoax. And he shares, he quote tweets Kanekoa the Great. Breaking! Alleged mummified alien corpses displayed at Mexico's Congress today, suspected to be 1,000 years old. UFO enthusiasts celebrated a remarkable event today in Mexico City's Congress, led by journalist and ufologist, ufologist Jaime Maussan. This official gathering unveiled 2 alleged non-human corpses, these diminutive, meaning short, mummified remains, diminutive, I don't know. I'm losing count of how many syllables is in this word. You know, kind of like that illegal alien, alleged or convicted murderer who was just recaptured after almost 2 weeks. He was diminutive. What the heck? What the Hake? Diminutive. I don't know. Maybe he's spelling it wrong, or am I pronouncing it wrong? He was meaning short, dainty, small. Mummified remains retrieved from Cusco, Peru, believed to be 1,000 years old, showcased in windowed boxes. Scientists collaborated on this event, and Maussan, speaking under oath, like that means anything, presented his, I swear to tell the truth, in Mexico, please. Does anybody tell the truth in Mexico? Probably. We just don't hear about it. Presented his findings in Mexico government members and U.S. officials, or to them. He emphasized that non-human specimens have recently undergone examination at the Autonomous National University of Mexico, yielding DNA evidence through radiocarbon dating. These specimens are not part of our terrestrial evolution. Evolution. Atheist confirmed. He doesn't even believe in God. These aren't beings that were found after a UFO wreckage. They were found in diatom algae mines and were later fossilized. Do you believe it's an elaborate hoax or actual mummified aliens? Shut up. Don't say that too much, kids. So here's the 55-second clip in Spanish. Clip 38, Hassan. Here's that fella talking in Spanish, and then there's subtitles. Here it is. Check it out.
Son seres no humanos que no son parte de nuestra evolución terrestre y que después de desaparecer no hay una evolución posterior. De acuerdo a la Universidad Nacional Autónoma de México, quien realizó los análisis de carbono 14, estos seres tienen alrededor de 1000 años de antigüedad. Es decir, no se trata de seres que fueron recuperados en naves, que son estrellamientos, sino son seres que estaban sepultados en minas de diatomea, tierra de diatomea. La diatomea es una alga fosilizada con 17 millones de antigüedad, es fitoplancton que abundaba en aquel tiempo y al desaparecer se fosilizó.
Whatever, man. We're not fooled, are we, chat? Press 1 if not fooled. Press 2 if fooled, if you're fooled. Press 3 if you don't care. Press 4 if we got to move on. Crazy. I don't. It looks like clay. Silly. The face is all. The body is all messed up, but the face is all defined, all finely sculptured. That's even faker than that woman saying, you need to be exercising or exercised. Chabo says 2, he's fooled. Hungry Hippo is 2 fooled. Alejandro Davila is fooled. 5 is unsure. Spoiler alert. Nice. 4, we got to move on. Okay, all right. Speaking of aliens, Elon Musk on the ADL and Trump on Twitter, now known as X. He was on a podcast. Citizen Free Press tweeted this out, sharing a video, and also from Kanekoa the Great on Twitter, X. Elon Musk exposes the ADL, so-called defamation league. Anti-white defamation is their specialty. League is, the ADL was instrumental in getting Donald J. Trump deplatformed, says Elon Musk, or he states, without evidence. No, I don't know. When we restored the account, they made it clear that restoring his account on X constituted hateful speech. He hadn't even said anything. 2 minutes and 34 seconds of Elon Musk, and this is him on the All In podcast. All In pod. Don't ask me what that is. I don't know. But there was an All In summit in which he appeared and talked. It was like a 48-minute video shared by the All In pod. But here's a little portion of it. Here it is. Hit it.
The fact is that ADL did initiate a boycott. They don't call it a boycott. They call it a pause. But, a pause that is never ending is a boycott. So it's the same thing. We saw a massive drop in U.S. advertising. We saw basically no change in advertising in Asia, but domestically with ADL is strong, we saw 60% drop in advertising. So that's pretty intense. And this is despite showing repeated analyses of the system, including third-party analysis of the system, which actually showed that the number of views of hateful content declined. So
whatever, man.
The third parties who have all the data analyzed and said, actually, there's less hate speech.
So-called. There's no such thing, man.
I think with the ADL, it's not a question of hate speech. It's not a question of anti-Semitism, obviously. It's that the ADL and a lot of other organizations have become activist organizations which are acting far beyond their stated mandate or their original mandate. And I think far beyond what donors to those organizations think they are doing.
Interesting.
One of the things that the ADL was extremely opposed to, and in fact was instrumental in happening, was that the ADL was instrumental in getting Donald Trump deplatformed. And then when we restored the account, they made it super clear that they regarded simply restoring his account on Twitter, now X, that constituted hateful speech. Really, he hasn't even said anything,
Crazy.
He has to at least say something or post something for there to be incremental hateful content. This is absurd. And what's this got to do with anti-Semitism? Donald Trump's son-in-law is Jewish, his Jewish grandparents. I'm pretty sure he's not anti-Semitic, okay? He's at the wedding.
So, he loves the Jews.
So the problem is that a lot of these organizations, like I said, they've really been captured by the woke agenda, and they're pushing
woke agenda.
A series of beliefs and values that I think are often contrary to what their donors believe.
Nice. I use the term based loosely when I refer to Elon Musk, but I appreciate him for what he is. He is speaking in English, Hake. You don't have to translate English to English, says Nugget Man. I know, but he speaks in a slight accent, and I say words that it took me like a half second to understand. So that's why I spoke over him a little bit and said that. But I don't agree with him. Obviously, I've mentioned this before. And I get it. He's running a huge sort of commie capitalist corporation, or he owns it anyway, Twitter, X. And he has to appease and work with all these people, unreasonable people. But he's giving false credence to the notion of hate speech. Hateful content views have gone down, he made the point. And so-called anti-Semitism, no such thing, man. But that's okay, that's okay. For what he is, I appreciate him. Right on, man. Hake, the type to put subtitles for non-whites, even though they're speaking English. Indeed, I should have. Because he's African-American. I heard a quote about Elon, from Elon Musk on American Anchor Baby that he's said he's committed to America. Live and die here. Fight and die here in America. American Anchor Baby was like, not me. I'm going back to Canada if something hits the fan. Hake can't even pronounce diminutive. I want to say diminutive. And yet he translates for us. Touché. No, that's not what I said. Oh, yeah, true. Anchor Baby didn't actually say that. I'm putting words in his mouth for sure. Big time. I totally put words in his mouth there. He just said, I don't know about that. I think he's a dual citizen. Is he dual citizen? Now you got me blushing, Nick. American Anchor Baby. Right after Wow Hassan. Wow Hassan is coming up. He said he had 1 passport, and I was remarking I had 2. Oh, okay. Nick said nothing about what he would do should something hit the fan. Should it hit the fan? Yeah, I'm acting like the Anchor Baby wouldn't fight and die here. I thought that's what you were saying, because he said, I'm going to fight and die here for this country, America. But Nick was only latched onto the passport part. Nick has 2 passports. Yeah, so nice. They talked about Ukraine and Starlink thing, by the way. There's a Ukraine and Starlink thing, and I mentioned that a little bit. American Anchor Baby, I think, covered it. Other stuff. Advocating for peace. China. AI. Excuse me. Wow, I need a sip of water from my I disavow cup. They are ridiculous. So right on, I appreciate you, Elon Musk. Nice. You do not want to be in Canada if anything hits the fan. Without a running society and technology in the winter, we would kill most people, says Gail. Whoa. See, I mean, it's kind of, everybody knows the ADL is evil, right? Maybe not everybody. It's an interesting point he makes that the people who donate to the type of people who donate to the ADL may not know that the ADL is actually enemies even of the Jews. If you're an evil person standing for evil, and you're in cahoots with another evil person standing for evil, are you enemies of each other, or are you friends of each other? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? All right. Speaking of the media, the unchristian media, here's a little, this is from last week or so. Tulsi Gabbard, you guys know her, of her anyway, right? She tweeted last week, at some point, September 5th. 5th, right? Yes, 5th. Yes, it does have an F in it. It's not 4th. It's not 6th. Of course it's not 6th. But it is 5th. It's not 5th, it's 5th. With an F. 2 F's in 5th. We used to be able to trust the AP to just report facts. You split your infinitive there, Tulsi Gabbard. And no, we didn't. No, we didn't. I don't believe. But yeah, they pretend like that's what they're about. Oh, just the facts. We're very straightforward. No more, she says. AP, formerly known as Associated Press, now stands for Associated Propaganda. Based Hawaiian. She ran for president in 2020. I forgot that. Former female congressman. Soldier. Oh, she was a soldier. A female soldier. Surfer, because she's a surfer girl. Young lady. Relatively young. Roughly my age, plus or minus. Veteran, yoga. Her husband. Oh, no. She kneeled to her husband when she gave him his wedding ring back because he lost his wedding ring. You know, males nowadays wearing wedding rings. or bands or whatever you want to call them. She kneeled to him, I guess. I think, because he lost his surfing or something. Associated propaganda, politically biased, publishing articles that read more like opinion pieces rather than reporting. They and the Democrat elite treat the American people like we are fools, unable to think for ourselves. And in some cases, they're right. Maybe in all cases, I don't know. And make our own decisions. They couldn't be more wrong, she says. Is that gray hair that she has? Like a hint of gray hair? Or did she just dye a streak sort of grayish? Or bleach it? I don't know. But now she's a Fox News talking head person on Hannity or something. And here she is on Fox News talking for like a long time. Over a minute, but it feels longer. Ooh. And making this point about AP after they said something. I'm blanking on what this even was about. Maybe by the context, if you're familiar with this story, you'll pick up on what she was talking about. Here's Tulsi Gabbard talking about AP being propaganda. Because they said something just in the past couple of weeks here that was ridiculous. They made some article statement and it was just like, what? Doesn't make sense. Well, expect that because they believe in the fake idea of racism and transgender stuff and all that stuff. So we'll call it gay marriage, marriage equality, dumb things, feminism. Psst. So here it is. Here's her on them.
I know you remember as well as I do back when the AP was a trusted news source that would objectively just report the news, just report information. They have now become the Associated propaganda, seeing how they're inserting their political bias and political narrative, writing pieces that sound a lot more like opinion pieces than they do just actually reporting the news, and especially in this situation. How offensive and egregious it is that they're exploiting this terrible tragedy to once again advance their own political agenda, which is completely aligned with the agenda of the Democrat elite. They don't care about the people. They don't care about information. They don't care about facts. They don't care about the consequences, the devastating and dangerous consequences of their actions. We, the American people, we just want information. We want these people to show us the respect of being intelligent human beings, adults. We have a will of our own. We can draw our own conclusions based on the facts that we receive. But they don't see us as that. They disrespect us and our intelligence by assuming that they can just feed us whatever propaganda they want and we're just going to soak it up. We're not that stupid.
Whoa, hey, don't say that word too much, kids. Was that Sean Hannity clicking his pen? He was like, you're talking too long. Maybe she was being interviewed. And Sean Hannity's like, I should do that when callers get too long. Anyway, I'm getting too much of a kick out of it. Okay, they were showing scenes from the Jacksonville thing. Another story I didn't really cover. Jacksonville in where? Where's Jacksonville? Is that Florida? Yeah, that's Florida, of course. It may even be the capital of Florida. I don't even know. Where that supposed white supremacists killed those people and remember I covered that story of the don't say dumb kids, edu-mama-cated black man's confronting phony, well, not phony. He's a little phony. Ron DeSantis, who's touting different things about COVID. I'm not doing the communist shutdowns in the name of the China virus. And this black man says, your policies and you have allowed people to hunt people who look like me. Maybe AP did something like that, right? I don't even know. AP's lame. I've always been calling them for years far left extremist, off the deep end, liberal, commie capitalist, corporation, Associated Press, extreme extremist, far left, evil outlet that does present facts but not truth. You guys talking about Tulsi Gabbard like a dog. Literally, in some cases. She's a lady. I use the term a little bit loosely, but she's female. She's a woman. Kids, summer is over. Hake, kids should be in school, not listening to the Hake report. Psh. Yeah, but some of them are homeschooled, okay? And summer's not over. Oh, but school is in. School is supposed to be back right after Labor Day, right? Yeah, I mean, they kiss up to the fake idea of racism. That's like the younger generations have an even looser relationship with the actual truth and even facts than the older generations. Like the older generation of even in the SPLC, the younger whippersnappers. Ooh, it's getting kind of chilly in here. Nice. It'll be comfortable for Hassan's guests. The older whippersnappers are the older people, the older communists are more reasonable seeming, if it's sort of good cop, bad cop, than the younger ones. It's ridiculous. Phew. Like, look at that dinosaur woman with the dead eyes. Dianne Feinstein, or Feinstein, whatever. Not a Christian, by the way, I don't think. She's, even as she wants to take away the guns, she carries concealed, all that evil stuff. Just crazy. She, is, more reasonable than the evil people. The younger evil people. It's crazy. Big Bump says the college where the guy in Jacksonville tried to shoot up first is where he learned the infamous Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing. Remember I played Shooby Taylor. Hoppy, poppy, 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 poppy. The guy who does like scat, rest in peace, Shooby Taylor, Christian. He did a version of Lift Every Voice and Sing. Specifically as a child. Wow. That college. Oh, he went to a black college and tried to shoot up? See, I haven't even read that story. I read a little bit of news about it, but somehow it didn't sink in. Oh. Well, thank you, Tulsi Gabbard. You're also evil. She used to be Christian and not for the so-called same-sex marriage, and now she's for it. She's Democrat. Gen X, or maybe my age, borderline Gen Y. She was quote tweeted by this guy named Auron McIntyre, A-U-R-O-N, McIntyre, M-A-C-I-N-T-Y-R-E. Not to be confused with Tyre Nichols. The DOJ is getting involved, saying that those 5 black cops who punched him out too much violated his so-called civil rights. Evil feds. Evil versus evil, of course. He said, no, you couldn't. You couldn't trust the AP, Tulsi Gabbard. You wannabe politician woman who would quit. The press was always like this. You just started noticing. Yeah, indeed. That's the truth. That is the truth. By the way, speaking of super chats, I got a Cash app. Let me just double check my super chats. Cash. I don't really advertise my Cash app for the sake of super chats. Not now. Latin A. Forget Joe Biden. Ever see my chat? Oh, okay. I guess it's a. Well, thank you. I shall check it out. I did see one of them. I did see your DMs, if that's what you're talking about. Your DMs. I did see them. I shall reply soon. Thank you. I checked some of it out. I found out that it's the real Mr. Mad has long hair. I never saw his hair. It's long. Just talking to the people in the chat, those of you who are listening on the audio podcast or not, or listening afterwards. Nice. Okay, man, we have a few minutes to go. Let me double check for any other super chats that have come in, may have come in. I think we're all clear. Man, Gregatron, I owe you mentioning Pam Grier to that caller next time he calls in. You guys. Charlie Church says, my children adore Hake. They listen almost daily. Heart emoji. Yeah, see? The children. Let me mention, by the way, that Wow Hassan will be having guests, so check him out. You can always go to jessieleepeterson.com/show, #network. And that's where you can find info on the American Anchor Baby, Nick's stream included, including his 760 number when he's streaming on in Friday afternoons or evenings or sometimes Saturdays or any time of the later afternoon, evening when he's not here in the studio, in the JLP studio with the JLP number, 888-77-JESSE, Jesse. We're on his network, so you can call that number, 1-888-775-3773. Let me play that Alpha Jerky commercial because I mentioned it. We need some Alpha Jerky in here. I got to get my second pack. I never got the second pack after we did the taste test with Joel Friday, host of Joel Friday TV. Hopefully this doesn't blast your ears. Here is JLP promoting Alpha Jerky from BigClubUSA.com. Here it is.
People tell me I have a lot of alpha energy. Jesse, what gives you so much alpha energy? They say.
Kids.
Is it energy drinks? No. Is it cigars? No. It's Alpha Jerky. Alpha Jerky from Big Club USA. Alpha male, and you can have Alpha Jerky energy too. Amazing.
Terrible. I disavow smoking cigars and inhaling. You're not supposed to even inhale. Anyway, right on JLP 33. Of course, 33. It's Jesus' age. And the JLP 33 for a discount may work on BigClubUSA.com. I'll let you know. I'll order me some new Alpha Jerky. Cringe, says Cookie Crisp. Well, make sure that you are eating healthfully, drinking your water, and getting some sunshine, not too much, not too little, all right? And fresh air and exercise, sleep enough, do your silent prayer. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy and wealthy and wise, because they're pushing the vax again. And they're saying that the China virus is coming back. And there's this scared woman-led CDC. I get it that it's a new woman, supposedly new. Anyway, not a Christian, by the way. Saying everyone, all Americans, so-called Americans, 6 months and older should get the vax. Well, far be it from me to contradict them, but regardless, because this is serious, so we don't say irregardless. Regardless of whether you get that vax, you should be taking care of yourself, taking care of the body and the mind and spirit with prayer and taking care of, the things that I said. All right? Because they're pushing that stuff. You want to be patient, praying, and healthy physically. All right, guys. I got to end. This has been the Hake Report. Enjoy Left Out. This is Foil. It's a great song. And catch Wow Hassan after this. HASSAN. All right? Here it is. beautiful Christian punk or whatever it is. Adios, America. Bye.